When the seagulls follow the trawler. Sardines will be strong.
Welcome to the Unathletic Footy Department podcast. I am Pete, and that over there
is Dim.
Hey Dim. Hello, and hello, dudes and dudettes. Just wanted to start off with a big shout out to some new listeners from around the world. We've got a couple of listeners from Poland and Romania. Witam, which is Polish for hello, said really badly, and Buna Ziua in Romanian, which again is probably means something completely different when I say it. And I'm just loving the fact that we've got quite a global dude and dudette community happening here, Dim. We've got, listeners from Canada A, US of A, Les France, the UK, New Zealand, Russia, Italy, Japan, Ukraine, along with Poland and Polish and Romanian. It's awesome.
That's pretty cool. Thank you for the international community for supporting us. Pretty happy about this. But please connect with us on Twitter at Unathletic Footy. And let's shoot the shit together.
Yeah, so love it. And thanks for plugging the Twitter. We'd really love for our listeners to jump in and connect with us. And yeah, if there's anything you'd like us to talk about, or there's things that you don't agree with, which is probably quite true, because we're all, couch fans and we don't agree with everything we hear. We sometimes agree, we laugh, we cry, and right now there's a little bit of tears in one of the countries that both of you and I have a soft spot. Sayonara, Japan. Sayonara. Sayonara.
Yeah,
I'm sad.
Me too. Especially because it was Croatia. And I told you about those shit games that will just end up on the PKs, and that was one of them. So yeah, I wish they could, they could have scored another one. And I hope Croatia gets. Can I say this? Can't get boop, boop by Brazil. See, I'm doing the beeps.
Reamed is a quite kind of a nice way, like up
yeah,
the old,
could say
up
this.
the old,
Yeah.
like a little bit of the up the old,
Yep. Yeah. No, that's.
A little bit of thunder pumping.
Yeah, I mean, I can show them a place in France. It's called La Fistinière. It's great. They have a nice vacation package.
Yeah, is it a double package?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they can accommodate the whole Croatian team. That's for sure. It's a big place.
Do they get a discount?
Yeah, and they can visit the Fistin Chapel.
So that's where we're going. That's where we're sending the Croatian national team right now.
Yeah, that's where they go.
To the Fisting Chapel.
The Fistin Chapel, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. Listeners, just Google Fistinière, and you'll see the Fistin Chapel. It's actually a thing. I'm not joking.
The Fisting Chapel.
Yes.
I bet you all the Japanese fans and players are hoping all the Croatians can go there, because they limped out, unfortunately, Japan. I thought they were. Should we get into the game? Is there anything intro you want to go in, or should we get right in?
No, let's dive into this.
All right. Yeah. So my look at this whole game was, I really enjoyed the Japanese team. I really enjoyed the fans. I think throughout the whole match and every single match, their fans have been chanting. They've been dressing up. They've been getting in. They've been cleaning all the stadiums. They are, they looked good in the game. I thought that they actually controlled parts of it. They looked quite dangerous. I thought they were the better team than Croatia, but again, this whole Croatian, I bore you till we just get yourselves to a extra time PK shoot. And yeah, really sad about this. I was hoping this would be an upset.
Yeah, it's sad. As I mentioned, Croatia is overtime specialist in major tournaments, and they build on experience, which kind of sucks. The game was very exciting. They played different styles. I really like the very offensive Japan. They make their liveliness peak, and Croatia was struggling, and they just managed to score that goal during a weaker period for Japan. But again, it shows that they're experienced. I didn't think that the midfield, because you talked about that midfield a lot. I don't think that Modric, Kovacic, and Brozovic were shining as much as usual. Stats say they won 1 duel out of 10 in the first half, which shows maybe they shouldn't be here. But they have the experience, and they won 7 of their 9 World Cup knockout matches, 5 wins, 2 draws. Japan being one of them in 2022, and Japan never made it to the quarterfinals. So that's why I was very happy to maybe see them this year against old Croatia. I would say the Croatia of Modric. Like I said, but yeah, that's just what it is. I'm not. I'm sad.
You kind of make a good point about Modric, Kovacic, and Brozovic. The manager actually subbed Modric and Kovacic off before extra time, and that's quite a ballsy move when you are obviously playing for a penalty shootout. But only one of the Croatian penalty takers was, how do I say this right? So in the previous World Cup, right, only one of the Croatians who took a penalty was the same member on the pitch or something along those lines, which is kind of an interesting stat where we're all thinking about that experience, but that experience comes from the team, I guess, and the atmosphere is created. But really interesting that the manager took off Modric and Kovacic before extra time, and that probably goes to say what you just said, and I kind of agree with you. They're getting a bit on, but still Modric normally is a midfield maestro still. But yeah, Japan, I think, completely eliminated him.
Yep, no, that was a good game for Japan. I watched Endo. I watched a bit of Bundesliga, and Endo did a great game for that midfield in Japan. Same with Gonda. I think it was Quiche.
Gonda home. Sorry. Was that bad?
Yeah, I mean,
and then
it was...
you know who made a goal? I don't know. I think that's it. Sorry, go on.
No, it's okay. No, I think Gonda did a good game, but unfortunately, it was very how do you say that in English? It was very weak in the end, in the PKs. I think the Moriyasu mentioned that they actually trained for PKs or something, which is not a good thing in general. Yeah.
Oh, that first one that Mori, the ex-Liverpool player, can't remember his name.
Morita?
No, it's the guy who took the first penalty. Was a striker for Liverpool, now plays in France. Anyways... First Yoshida? Penalty, he was so weak. It was such a weak penalty. Yeah, the goalie corrected it right.
It was all weak penalties.
But the goalie, if you look at one of them, I think it was the second one where he dives to his right, and that's a full stretch save. But if you blasted the friggin' ball, he's not making that. So they made it easy, and it's all these really soft penalties. I'm like, I know you're tired. You just played so long. You got a lot of pressure, but just blast the ball. I'd rather them blast it and go over or hit the post than just dinky little, crappy shots. I don't know. I've never taken a penalty in a high pressure situation, so what do I know?
We can talk about that for the next game. I have a couple facts about it.
Okay.
Penalties in general, but yeah. No, you're right. I think you have a lot of pressures on your shoulder. I think that maybe the Japanese team didn't expect to go down to the PKs. That's why they used most of their subs before.
But it seemed like they were playing for PKs too in that second half of that extra time. I think they had just, maybe that was it. They deflated. They were like, oh, we can't break these guys down. But you would think Japanese mentality, they would be totally prepared for the situation. They would have gone through it. Yeah. Unfortunate, but they'll learn so much from this, and I think that's it for Asia. Asia's out. The Asian Federation is out. Australia
Yeah,
and
they were like-
Korea, Japan.
Yep. Yep. It's yeah, but Japan is sad. Personally, that's okay.
Moment of silence.
Yeah, let's give
Okay.
a minute of silence for Japan.
Is that a podcast minute or a like?
No, yeah,
a-
it's
yeah, Lucky's the first one that breaks. It's always me, isn't it? I'm the first one that breaks. Well. Oh well. And then like switching moods completely here. Na 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 da 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 na 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 na. I'm trying to sing that very famous Brazilian song. Mare mare na 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 na. I
have no idea. Never been to Brazil. Never been into Brazil. Never been in Brazil. So I don't really know about it.
They were dancing after the 7th minute. Like, it was a party festival. Now, I know, I kind of think if I ask this question to you, and we'll get through the game, really not too much to talk about. It was one-sided. It was over by the 30th minute, or the 13th minute. So, Dim, you and I have sometimes a bit of differences when it comes to things like shithousery, you know, the North American style touchdown dancing. So what did you think of all of this dancing after each goal? Is this, I know Brazil players do it, they celebrate, they have all their own celebrations, but do you think this was too much? Do you think this was a lack of respect on the Koreans, or do you think this was just Brazil getting pumped up, hyped up because this was the first time that we actually saw samba football?
You know, it was the tough questions that are not gonna make me popular. I think that past a certain point, you know, it's good to respect the opponents when you know that you are the strong power, and you know, just suck it up, ball in the middle, keep playing. I know they came with some rationale about, you know, this is a country and this is me and we're like dancing and all that stuff. But man, come on, like after the second goal, when you know you're like gonna win this game, you see the opponent is way weaker than you. I mean, I don't think it's very respectful, you know. So what's the excuse next? It's like, oh yeah, in my country it's okay. I spit on the opponent goalie because that's my culture. So that's okay to do, right?
I think that's a bit different.
Well, cultural intelligence, my friend.
So what about
know?
when Brazil were winning? The Brazilian team danced together. I think it got a bit really funny for me when I think I'm stealing from your notes again, but it was I wrote this somewhere too. Maybe I didn't.
You did. You did.
Yes, I'm not totally stealing it, listeners. And if you want to understand that story, just watch or listen to our podcast, our last podcast yesterday, I think it was. And we talk a little bit about Dim Talks, touches on like how I steal notes. And I'm just, you know, I'm elaborating on on what he's written. But anyways, like the Richarlison, I call it the old man dance, but you're calling it the pigeon dance. How funny was that? They went up to Chite and did that. His manager did it with him too. It's like, it seems like a really cohesive group that are together, and that's scary for the rest of the countries.
Yeah, it's. I mean, to be fair, Tite was not aware of this. That's why he didn't look that good on camera. That's what they mentioned after the game.
Do you think he would
Yeah,
look
no,
good
I-
anyways? Like, come on, not every Brazilian knows how to dance.
Yeah, well, I hope they know how to cry because they're not going to win that World Cup.
Oh, based on that performance, you think now they finally showed up? They pummeled South Korea.
What do you
who,
mean they
who
showed up?
Beat Portugal. Like
They won. Wait. Let's put things in order, my friend. They won against Serbia. They won against Switzerland.
Yeah, they lost against Cameroon with a backup team. Yeah,
Yeah, and they won against Korea.
yeah,
So, yeah, sure, they get into quarterfinals.
yeah. They're in the
So-
quarterfinals of the World Cup.
And then it's Croatia. It's
Who did,
like
who did France have to play? Who did England have to play? Who did
It's
Argentina have to play?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, whether it's Brazil or not, like, you know, I think it's going to get into what we discussed yesterday. The big teams, like, you know, a team worthy of their name. And that's where it's going to be interesting. You know, it's okay to in French we say pavaner, which means, you know, like, how do you say that? Just like swag, you know, strut. So it's okay to do this against South Korea, and that's why I think it's like, again, back to your point of the dance. Like, I don't think it's very fair play or respectful. Let's see how they do against a big team. But to be fair, the next big team is Croatia. So.
And I want the Brazilians to go friggin' ballistic on them. I would love them to get like 4 or 5 goals. They won't. It'll be 1-0. It'll be 2-1.
I'm going to tell you what I want. I want 0-0 or whatever, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. I want a draw. And I want unlimited PKs. Down to the goalie. Down to like...
Oh, you're talking like that Manchester United Europa League final a couple years ago against, was it Real Sociedad or Valencia or something like that, where it was down to David De Gea, and it was like 11 to 10 PKs. That's what you want, like just to go through the whole squad.
Yeah.
And who do you think would win that? I think the Brazilian. I think all their players could pop that in, no problem. But again,
not even sure. But
that goalkeeper is wearing big gloves, isn't he?
They need and the Brazilians need to drink some Kool-Aids because, they defended very well in this game, but you have to push for them to actually defend. And I think at some point they could have had some surprise, and they were lucky they were playing against South Korea and not a big team. And I think that's they wouldn't be forgiven in front of Croatia. Like, I think Croatia would have scored more goals if they were playing against them today.
So that was the Koreans when they, I think, got 1 shot on goal or something like that. I think Hwang made Allison in the first half, I think, do a fingertip save. That was the first shot on target that Brazil goalkeeper had faced. So throughout the whole World Cup, they hadn't had a shot on target, and that was the first one. Today was Hwang when he did that beautiful goal. And what that showed me is, I take my I don't like Liverpool players hat off with the World Cup unless you're a certain player. But Alisson, he just showed his class and quality there, because there was a couple of times when South Korea came in. So that shows me that I think he's got to be one of the best goalkeepers in the World Cup. But when push came to shove, he made those couple of saves that kept Brazil in it. And imagine if that had gone in, that would have deflated the Brazilian samba, I think. Then you would have seen a dirtier game. I think scoring 2 goals early just kind of it iced the game, unfortunately, for Korea. But they did give a good show of it. They did attack. They did press in the first half. And then after that 3rd goal went in, it was like all over. And then the 4th in the first half. But hey, 4-1, that's what I predicted in my fantasy.
Good for you, that double points. Albeit, I'm still standing firm. We have a good Brazil. I think Tite is doing a great job as a gaffer, to be honest. He brought in like 11 subs against Cameroon on Friday. Today he brought in the 3rd goalkeeper. All the players have actually participated in the World Cup.
That's respect.
It's a shame they won't. Yeah, it's a shame they won't be able to lift it. But that's going to be a Brazil quarterfinal for the 8th time in a row.
I think every team should be afraid of England. I think they should be looking at England going, okay, England and Brazil are the 2 squads that match up, like in terms of strength from number 1 to number 26, right? Other than maybe the goalies. I think the Brazilians have the better goalies. But overall, we don't have a Neymar, but we got a Phil Foden. And
we're not here to talk about
England. Foden could play on the Brazil team. He could start on the French team. He would start easily for those 2.
I think you're going to be disappointed this weekend. So let's keep that for.
Should we save this conversation
Saturday
for our quarterfinal prediction pod?
Sure, let's do this.
All right.
But yeah, my point again was like I think the Shelly Xiao. Yeah, I call this knitting. They call this Joga Bonito. Good game. I call this knitting, but to be fair, like they have to be very careful because that's that type of behavior is not gonna be rewarded against bigger teams. So
It has in the past, man. The way the Brazil play, their whole attitude. I feel this is like the new Brazil we're seeing. Really quick up front. They've got this team energy. Defensively, they're very, very good.
Yes.
They have a great
today.
midfield. They've got some of the best goalkeepers in the world. And whoa, this is a team that is going to be. Yeah, but anything can happen in the quarterfinal. You know, you get them to 1-1, and then it's PKs, as you say, which is probably what Croatia are thinking. It'll soak up the pressure. I think you're probably. It's a pretty good call on that one, but I'm still going to go for like 3-1.
yeah, I mean, they just need
And
to.
I love it. I
mitigate.
loved it, man. Like when Vinicius scored that first goal, I was so pumped because most players would have just hit that as hard as they could into the net. He just chips it, and then the third goal, memory. The third goal, that has to be my favorite team goal in the World Cup so far. When
I
a
think
center
so,
back,
yeah.
did that splitting pass to Richarlison. That was beauty. Didn't you enjoy that? Isn't that why we watched this beautiful game?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like love two of the players. I'm just being cautious about people being too arrogant. Is that an English word?
I think you got to be arrogant.
No, I don't think
I
so.
think so. At this level right now, you got to be arrogant. You got to realize
No,
that I'm the best.
I
I'm better
think-
than you, and I'll dance my way around this circle
Nah, see,
of
different,
whatever.
different personality. I just think
Yeah.
you can stay classy, but
I think you can stay classy and be arrogant.
no.
Handshake at the end.
not possible.
Swap shirts. Share each other's
no.
Twitter handles and give a like here and there. Stay classy, San
Nah.
Francisco. Stay classy.
That's not. Yeah, no. That's not staying classy in my opinion. But yeah, no. That's the way it is. Also, this 974 stadium's gonna become wasteland soon. Yeah, that was the last game. It's gonna be dismantled, and then it's gonna become I don't know, fucking like what, $2, $3, $4 million apartments.
Stay where Brazil beat South Korea 4-1. Come to Doha and come and stay where 974 workers. Stay in Doha where there are World Cup games. Yeah, you can't see the stadium, but in your room there's a bit of the stadium in the toilet. It's the toilet seat. Sit down and take a dump.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna be like, yeah, be one of the first 1,000 people, and then you'll get a square of the turf frames into your new apartments. That's gonna be built by 2024.
I thought that stadium was going to go to Tunisia. Is that still on, or is it now not being
Yeah, it's
talked
still on.
about? Okay.
No, it's a gift. Like, I can't wait to read about what's behind that gift. Which I didn't do any research on this, but that must be a story. Like, why would you give a stadium to Tunisia?
It's a gift.
Yeah.
Someone's got sold.
Yeah,
it's like I'll have 4 horses and 1 acre of your land, and you get a stadium.
Yeah, something like this.
Like back in the old 1600s when it'd be like, I'm a lord and you're a lord and you can marry my daughter and you can have 17 chariots and half my army. Here, you get my castle. Oh yeah, cool, but a great stadium. Yeah, I don't really want to go into the deep darkness of how that stadium was built right now.
Not yet.
That'll be our post.
We need some ink, yeah.
So you think that's going to be an episode? Is like the dark side of the World Cup? Do we want to go there? Do we want to have those that kind of conversation? What do you think, listener? Are you enjoying the dark side of the World Cup, or have you kind of forgotten about it? Me, I feel right now this World Cup it started a little slow. Is amazing. I'm not thinking about the dark side. I'm thinking about the beautiful Brazilians dancing. I'm thinking about England hosting that World Cup, beating France in the quarterfinals. I'm thinking about Germany getting exited. I'm thinking about Spain, hopefully what they're going to do, and we'll get into that a little bit more. And all the good times that are happening with this, man.
Oh yeah. Right now is not the time to talk about this. We should have started the podcast 12 years ago, and then we could have talked about this decision. But now it's done. So let's just enjoy it.
Hey, we started it now, and we're leading up to 2026.
Well, I got nothing to say about this World Cup. Like we can bitch about Vancouver, bailing from the World Cup, then
At
getting
first,
back at it
yeah.
again, and all that stuff.
And how it's going to be all the good games in the United States, and we're going to get like the measly couple of Canadian games. Mexico's going to get a few because the majority of the games are there. And yeah, anyways, that's another conversation for our 2026 World Cup special. All right, should we get into the last round of 16 matches tomorrow? On the docket, we've got Morocco. Hashish rating right now is really, really high. The highest it's been, and we've got.
It's always going to be number one.
Yeah. So
Afghanistan number 2, but they don't play the World Cup, so
that would be quite a match between Morocco and Afghanistan, and the Hashish rating right there would be phenomenal. So I've read in books, obviously. And then so we got Morocco Hashish rating number 1 against. Wahid against Spain, España, a country close to your heart.
Yes.
And
we're gonna win. We're gonna win.
Yeah, I think so.
It's gonna be a tough game, but we're gonna win.
Yeah, I think so. And then we got Portugal versus Switzerland, and I think there could be an upset there. But okay, let's talk first through Morocco and Spain. Are you pumped? Are you excited? What are you expecting from this match?
I'm very excited. We talked about it. There's a lot of history, I guess, with the Moors.
My family wasn't over there, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's what happened in that country. I think it's there could be an upset. Like in every game. We said yesterday, I just want to believe in Spain. They're going to show up for the first real game that they got to play. Same with England.
You don't think Germany was a real game? Not that German side.
No, yeah, not. West Germany would have been better for sure. But yeah, can the Swiss beat Portugal? I think that will be a very tough match for Portugal.
Are you reading from my notes again?
Yeah.
My notes are so basic. Spain. My prediction is this. I'll read you my notes, listener, and I'll say it as if I'm not reading it. My prediction is Spain beats Morocco. Can the Swiss beat Portugal? This will be a really tough match for Portugal, but the Portuguese have too much quality, even with or without the future Saudi team captain, team player, Ronaldo. That's my notes, listener.
Yep. Let him die in Saudi Arabia, where he belongs.
Do you really think I don't think there's an upset in this one. I think Portugal's going to squeak it out, but out of all of these other teams, I think Switzerland is the hardest. They did get a tough draw, other than Senegal for England.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game to watch. I'm going to watch it with all my real friends. It's going to be awesome. And I've read that Ebola, which is a Portuguese newspaper, actually 70% of the Portuguese responded to the survey will bench Ronaldo. So it says a lot about how much they believe in the quality of their national team and how Ronaldo is, maybe not needed anymore.
Impact sub?
Yeah, could be. Has it been an impact sub for Man United this year?
Not this season, but last year he was leading goal scorer.
Yeah, we're talking about this season.
Yeah.
So,
and then look what's going across the way at Argentina, and look how Messi is completely dominating games right now. Like it's kind of interesting how the two different personalities.
Because he's getting the good juju from Mbappe. Same with Neymar.
Maybe. So it's all down to Mbappe, right? He's the reason why Neymar is playing well for Brazil. He's the reason why Messi. It's all comes
about Mbappe.
It is shaping up that way until he loses in the quarterfinal because Walker's going to have him so velcroed. Oh yeah. Yeah, so everyone doesn't like Cristiano. He gets a multi-billion-dollar contract in a team in Saudi Arabia. No disrespect to that league, and that's kind of really funny because he wants to play in Champions League. Are they in the Asian Champions Cup? Is that why he went there?
No, it's all bullshit. Like, he just wanted to leave. I just I don't like his ego. I think yeah, I'm gonna be mean. I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, like he has too much ego, and that's his downfall.
And that's when we wait for our special on the Unathletic Footy podcast about Cristiano Ronaldo when he was a Manchester United player the first time.
Yeah.
You got any
time.
cheeky bets going on for tomorrow, Dim? Anything that's kind of grabbing your fancy? I know I've taken a complete breather after I got smoked the first like 2 or 3 betting days. Anything you got going on for tomorrow's matches?
Yeah, thanks to Bet365 and his 25% winning boost, I'm kidding. It's not sponsored, and I'm not
I wish it
betting
was.
tomorrow.
I wish we got like boosts from Bet365. Here,
Well,
boost this.
I wish they would keep the boost if you were doing parlay, but you can only get the boost for like single games parlay. It's kind of
Yeah. And don't you wish that we got those free $10 bets from Bet365 again? And now, because I think I won a little bit and I deposited it outside of my account, I think then I got put on that list. Yeah, no more $10 cheeky bets. Damn you,
it's over.
Bet365.
It's like they told me like you took I think I took $800 out of the bank last year, and they're like, all done, no more free bets.
You got no more free bets for you, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I took a little bit less out, but than you, and yeah, no more free bets. All right, FanDuel, we're up for sponsorship. Just kidding, everyone. Dim, any final comments before we sound off here and look forward to another great day of matches to sum up this round of 16?
No, let's wait for the results tomorrow, and then we can look at the really tasty quarterfinal matches, and we'll do a fuel quarterfinal prediction show once we know the results tomorrow.
Thank you for saying exactly what was on my mind. And listener, our new listeners, dudes, dudettes, keep on rocking because we appreciate you.
When the seagulls,
Vai Vai Brazil.
when the seagulls follow the trawler, sardines will be thrown into the sea.